won't see are stories about our freedom fighters and EPLF, the Eritrean People's Liberation Front, who is a Marxist-Leninist group. We're on a population of 3 million people, and we've defeated Italian. Until today, since we got our independence in 1991, we have refused NGO presence, we have refused the IMF, we have refused the World Bank. We are one of the African countries who refuse to have an AFRICOM base. So, why do you think we have sanctions slapped onto us today? Post-independence in 1991, after only a few years of getting to really revel in our independent nature, we were slapped on with sanctions. Why? Because we're a part of the war on terror. I guess we're terrorists because we want to exercise our independence, our right to self-determination, and our economic and political free will. I think it's important to note that the impact on sanctions in Eritrea are dire and vast. We are not only limited, similar to Cuba, in accessing basic, necessary goods. We have to be honest, sanctions are a form of mass murder. The state of Eritrea is actively being targeted by the United States and the European Union for exercising our independence. They don't like that we are spreading the idea of self-reliance and anti-imperialism across the continent today. But despite resisting decades of destabilization efforts and economic warfare, we have continued to make strides to develop our country. I mean, compared to the US, we actually have equal pay. We actually have free education for all. We have free and create international solidarity so that all African people, all colonized people, all working class people have the same rights and can exercise the same independence as we do. What is standing in the way of humanity? What is the antagonism of humanity? And that is capitalism, imperialism, and all other predatory formations that arise. So, and I want to just end this real quick with saying, we have a very important saying that our freedom fighters had said as they spent 30 years in the struggle, and it's Awet Nahafash. Can y'all say it for me? Awet Nahafash, okay? That means victory to the masses. Awet Nahafash. Awet Nahafash. Thank you guys.
Hello everyone, I'm Joe Lombardo. I'm the coordinator of the United National Anti-War Coalition. I want to tell you how beautiful you look, down here, up there, but especially in the streets as we march today. It was a wonderful sight. We're the vanguard of the new anti-imperialist, anti-war movement that is coming together. Groups have come together to build this rally, and this is step one. We're going to go all the way, and we're going to stop imperialism. Just like the propaganda and censorship around this war in Ukraine has divided the left, has divided the anti-war movement, so does the censorship and the government's policies of not telling the truth about Syria divided the peace movement back then. But you know, there's lots of people in the Syrian community who protested anyway. I joined 1,000 members of the Syrian community in a march in Washington, D.C. a couple of years ago to protest U.S. policy in Syria. Today we have with us Johnny Achi, who's from Syrians, Arab Americans for Syria. He's going to tell us what that struggle is about. He's going to tell us how we can all join together and build this movement for all of us.
Sure. All right, guys. We're here today carrying a new sign that says "End the siege on Syria." I don't have time to do it. No longer about sanctions. It's the siege now, and I'll get to that in a minute. I don't have time to tell you the story about Syria, but you probably have heard it, and this is the best part to know. This had been a regime change proxy war on Syria. If you don't believe it by now, then just ask Seymour Hersh. Ask multiple people. Ahmed bin Jassim, I need to tell you this because this just been out. Ahmed bin Jassim was the prime minister and the foreign minister of that tiny little nation of Qatar that had a lot to do with destruction of Libya and then Syria. He lost his job in 2013, like General Petraeus lost his job. Everybody lost his job. They couldn't not overturn the government. So he just came on RT and literally said, in the first year alone, $2 trillion was spent to oust the Syrian government. $2 trillion paid for, we knew they were paying soldiers to defect so they can put them on Al Jazeera, but I didn't know the lowest paid was $15,000. If you're a tiny little rank officer, $30,000, all the way to $1 million. $2 trillion was spent, in his own words, flooding weapons into Syria. He said, Qatar and Saudi paid for it. Turkey got into Syria with cooperation with the CIA. Weapons were flooded into Syria because they thought the biggest spray now is going to happen. Syria is the biggest spray. We all know General Wesley Clark. Syrians know that interview by heart. When he said he went into the Pentagon and they told him we're going to attack 7 countries, you all know that, right? And then 5 of them were already done. Iraq, Somalia, Sudan, Lebanon, destabilized. And finally we came to Libya, and it was supposed to be Syria and Iran. Libya, just a few months earlier, they called it the pretext for Libya. Who remembers what the pretext for Libya? I know you all know about the pretext for Iraq. One for the incubators, or the children, the babies out of the incubators, that's in 91. And then, obviously, the war of the weapons of mass destruction. The Libyans was that Muammar Gaddafi, and this is what was discussed in the United Nations. I don't know what PR firm is advising this, but to build public opinion, Muammar Gaddafi gave Viagra to all his soldiers and told them, gave them orders to go rape all the women in Libya. And because of that, we went and bombed this country, killed tens of thousands of people, and destroyed that country till today. This is one of the richest African countries per capita. So Syria knew it was coming. We didn't know, however, though, that it was coming also from our neighbors, the Gulf states. The Gulf states played a very dirty role in this war on Syria. The parade that they were fighting over, and that's Ahmed bin Jassim finishing, he said, every nation knew that Syria is going to fall, so they wanted a piece of it. So the opposition started to have names of Paris opposition, London opposition, Istanbul oppositions, and we went to the peace conference for peace talks. Syrian government was not involved. It was all these oppositions from Doha, from Istanbul, and from Riyadh, trying to divide, and at the same time they were sending weapons to their factions in Syria. And these factions end up fighting each other, and that's when they say that the parade got away. We got away, yes, but we paid a heavy price. 100,000 Syrians from just the Syrian army were fighting mercenaries because Syrians refused to take a fight. They were living a great life. Ask any Syrian back in 2010. We were living a great life. We did not want that exported democracy and exported freedom that America was bringing to Iraq and Libya. We saw it in our own eyes, and we dared to say no. We dared to say no. And sanctions were not new. Sanctions has been on Syria since 1979. 1979 sanctions, guys, because we dared to say no. We support the Palestinian freedom. We support the PLO. Till today, we believe that Palestine from the river to the sea, that is just us saying, and that's how they pay all that price. In this earthquake, I think not really about the earthquake. Thousands lost their lives, but it was so painful for us. The same earthquake hit 2 countries. One country got all the help in the world, all the support and empathy, and the cradle of civilization got none. Biden couldn't even lift the sanctions for 1 week so we can get equipment. We took people out of, we hurt people tell stories about we left them to die because we couldn't get them out, because we were taking them out with our bare hands, when we could have done better. But why are we now falling into siege? Because the U.S. is occupying 1/3 of Syria, where 2/3 of the resources are, the oil and the wheat. They're looting and stealing our oil and wheat, and the Syrians are left to die hungry. Syrians are asking for your help today. They're not asking for donations. They're not asking for handouts. They're asking you to come back to your present